Right. Again, like I said, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of our Wellness Wednesdays. My name is Jada Fossold, and I'm a Health and Wellness Associate with the Health Plan here. To kick us off, I do just want to go over our disclaimer, which is that the information that is being provided is just in order to increase our awareness. It's not intended to be medical advice. So if you believe that you have any medical condition or specific questions regarding your health, we're going to ask that you please see your physician. So again, thank you for joining for today's Wellness Wednesday session. Today's topic is about workplace wellness. In today's session, we will review a healthy lifestyle, creating a healthy workspace, practical strategies for everyday life, and of course, how to improve your work environment. We hope that you leave today's session with a better understanding of how you can make a positive impact on your life through your work. Workplace wellness is really about your overall well-being, how supported, healthy, and balanced you feel at work. It looks at some key areas such as your physical, mental, and social pillars. And it's going to, of course, answer questions like, do I feel healthy? Do I feel valued? Do I feel connected? And do I feel supported in how I work? When we talk about physical wellness, this is about having what you need to feel physically good throughout your workday. So think comfortable workspaces and chances to move during the day, access to health resources, and being encouraged to take breaks. When your body feels good, everything else feels more manageable. Focus, energy, productivity, and your overall comfort. When we talk about mental wellness, that covers how you're doing emotionally and psychologically. It includes manageable workloads and having clear expectations. It's making time for rest and having stress support. And it's having access to mental health resources. You deserve to work in a place where it's okay to ask for help, where you feel safe to speak up, and where your well-being matters just as much as the work output that you do matters too. When we consider social wellness is about connections and feeling like you belong and that you have a supportive relationships at work. It's about respectful communication and teamwork and having people that you can rely on. When you feel connected and valued, it boosts confidence, motivation, and overall job satisfaction. As we look at why workplace wellness truly matters, it helps to think about how it shows up in our day-to-day work lives. When you feel healthier and have more energy, you're able to stay focused and handle the workload without feeling burnt out. For example, someone who takes a short stretch break or gets regular movement might notice fewer afternoon slumps. Wellness also supports improved mental well-being by reducing stress and promoting a sense of stability. Even simple practices like mindfulness sessions can make a noticeable difference. All of this contributes to higher productivity and engagement, and teams tend to collaborate more effectively when they feel good physically and mentally. It also reduces injuries at work, whether that's fewer repetitive strains because of better ergonomics or fewer sick days due to healthier habits. Over time, these benefits lead to higher job satisfaction as employees feel supported and valued, and they're better able to achieve a healthier work-life balance. This might look like having the flexibility to attend a doctor's appointment or take time for family without feeling that guilt. Altogether, workplace wellness creates an environment where you can thrive. So next, we're going to shift our focus to healthy workplace strategies and what they actually look like in practice. We'll walk through some common areas in the workplace that can challenge our overall wellness, things like workload demands, physical and mental wellness, and stressors too. As we work through these, we'll also talk about simple, practical ways to overcome these challenges so we can all support a healthier and more balanced workplace. Stress management is important because it helps protect our health. It boosts our ability to focus and to do our best work. And of course, reduces burnout and absences. When we manage stress well, we communicate better, we support each other more effectively, and it creates a more positive and collaborative work environment. So let's talk about how this shows up. When we think about physical signs, those are going to be things such as having headaches, muscle tension, or stomach issues. It also includes feeling unusually tired or drained, even after sleeping. When we think about emotional signs, that's feeling overwhelmed. It's feeling anxious or irritable. It's having mood swings or feeling unusually sensitive. It's also feeling detached from what you're doing, unmotivated, even just checking out. For behavioral signs, that's going to show up looking like having difficulty concentrating or making decisions. It's forgetfulness or making more mistakes than usual. Also includes changes in eating habits. And that could be overeating because we're stressed, or it could even be skipping meals because we're just too busy for them. And work performance signs. That's going to look like procrastinating more than usual, and it's where tasks feel harder or they're taking longer than they usually used to take you. It's feeling like you just can't keep up no matter how hard you're working, and it's losing interest in work that you used to once enjoy. And then for social and communication changes, that's feeling like you're just so impatient or you're frustrated with others more easily than ever before. It's avoiding meetings or collaborating with teammates, and it's having less energy just to communicate effectively. So important for us to take what we call micro breaks. These are short breaks every hour, and what they do is they help reduce stress and improve our focus. These breaks don't have to be long. These short breaks, they're usually just 2 to 5 minutes. They help reduce the eye strain, they reset attention, and they lower our fatigue. An example would be, just simply standing up to stretch or walking to get some water. Definitely just stepping away from the screen. You also want to move regularly because movement increases mood boosting chemicals and it reduces the sitting strain. So short walks and stretch breaks, doing some chair yoga, or even just standing at your desk in different intervals. Go ahead and just try to aim for small but frequent movement. Another really good thing that we can do is practicing mindfulness. We use breathing exercises or quick meditation to reset during the day. Simple, just 1 to 3 minute techniques help regulate stress really quickly. There's something that we call box breathing and progressive muscle relaxation, or also 1 minute grounding exercises. These reduce our heart rate, they improve our focus. So when I say about the breathing exercises, you can use what's called the pause, breathe, reset method. And so that's where you stop, you take 3 slow breaths, and decide the next best action. And by doing that, what it's going to do is it's going to interrupt the stress that spirals. Something else we need to make sure that we're mindful of is turning off our digital devices, right? Managing that digital overload that's just constantly coming at us. So what that means is turning off non-essential notifications, also using our do not disturb windows option, and closing extra tabs on your screen. And last, practicing self-compassion. Replace the phrase that you might use and hear yourself telling yourself saying, I should handle this better, with, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. This reduces the internal stress and it improves resilience. However, the truth is, many struggle to maintain healthy boundaries because work feels ever present. Phones, constant notifications, and the feeling of needing to respond immediately can make it seem like work never really truly turns off. And this can lead to stress, it leads to burnout, and difficulty feeling fully present in your personal life. So what can we do about that? Well, we can set clear boundaries. So what that means is defining your workday by saying, look, I work from X to X, and then after that, I transition into my personal time. And then stand firm and actually honor those boundaries as consistently as possible. Turn off work apps or log out after your work hours to reinforce this line between work and your home life. And it's okay. Make sure you're communicating your work norms. Share your boundaries with your coworkers and your supervisors and let them know that your typical response hours so they know what to expect and to stay realistic with that. Encourage team norms that support healthy work patterns. It's also good for us to make yourself a priority. What does that mean? It means letting go of the low priority tasks when possible. Everything doesn't need to be done today, even though it might feel like that. So what can we do? We can focus on 2 to 3 key priorities each day instead of trying to tackle everything at once. This here will protect our mental health and our emotional energy by giving ourselves permission to say no when needed. And then building in time to reset. Take those intentional breaks throughout the day for mental refresh. Just step away from your screen. Stretch. Breathe. Go take a short walk if you can. Choose at least one weekly activity outside of work that also helps you relax or recharge. Something that's just for you. The last thing here is to separate work and life. Try to create a shutdown ritual, and that's going to signal the end of your workday to yourself. So that might look like every day at a certain time, that's when you set time aside to clean up your inbox. Or maybe it's to write a to-do list for tomorrow. Or maybe it's just closing all those tabs and applications on your computer screen so you have a fresh start the next day. physically and mentally shifting into personal time. Maybe you can do this by taking a walk or doing another grounding activity. And again, turn off work notifications when you're home, or at least outside of those work hours, just to maintain that separation. Maintaining other healthy habits. When we're at work, maintaining healthy habits can be surprisingly challenging. We may be surrounded by coworkers who order takeout often, or they might be frequently celebrating with plenty of sweets and less than healthy foods. There's also the social pressure to join in, even if we're trying to make different choices. And when we're working from home, the challenges don't disappear. There's an entire kitchen, right? Just a few steps away. So when you're pressed for time or you're stressed or you're simply tired, it becomes even easier to reach for what's just quick instead of actually what's healthy. And that's why practicing healthy habits consistently both at work and at home is so important. These environments influence each other, and the habits that we build in one space usually carry over into the other. So the first healthy habit is to exercise regularly. This does not have to mean a full workout session. Even taking just a few short breaks to walk, stretch, or simply move around can make a huge difference. These quick walks not only help counteract long periods of sitting, but they can also clear your mind and boost your mood. Try doing simple stretches that you can do really anywhere, such as bringing your ear up to your shoulders, or looking left and right and holding it for a few seconds. Next is eating healthy and having a healthy diet by choosing whole, minimally processed foods like fruits, vegetables, some whole grains, and lean proteins. These help give your body the energy it needs throughout the day. Focusing on balanced, nutritious meals is especially helpful during busy work days, and the same principles apply then at home. So this might be replacing some cookies that you have with things like fruits, nuts, or maybe some different spreads that can provide more energy for you. Another key healthy habit is getting enough rest. Without adequate sleep, it becomes more difficult to focus, to manage our stress, and to make healthy choices. Aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night and sticking to a consistent bedtime routine can dramatically improve your overall well-being. Overall, habits don't exist in isolation. What we practice at work influences what we do at home, and vice versa. Building healthy routines in both environments helps support better decisions, better energy, and better long-term health. Now, moving into ergonomics, and why is this a vital component of workplace wellness? Well, ergonomics is the science of designing our work environment to fit the way that our bodies naturally move. It focuses on arranging tools, equipment, and daily tasks so we can work comfortably, efficiently, and with less strain on our bodies. This is especially important for those of us who spend long hours sitting at a computer using a keyboard or mouse, where small posture issues can add up over time. Good ergonomics help reduce fatigue, prevent musculoskeletal discomfort, and support long-term health both at work and in our daily routines. No matter what your day looks like, whether you spend most of it at a desk or you're consistently on the move, we all end up sitting at some point, right? And that's why these ergonomic tips are so helpful for everyone. These simple, practical insights are designed to support your well-being and can be applied to any routine in any setting. So first, start by choosing and adjusting your chair properly. You want a setup that supports you rather than forcing you to adapt to the situation that you're sitting in. Try to avoid working on a couch or a soft chair. Next, you want to maintain a neutral posture, and that means keeping your back supported and your shoulders relaxed and your feet flat on the floor. For your monitor, that distance matters too. You want to aim to keep the screen at about arm's length away. This helps reduce both eye strain and the tendency to lean forward. And when it comes to the height of it, the top of your monitor should be at or slightly below your eye level. This keeps your neck in a comfortable neutral position. And also watch that lighting. You want to position your display perpendicular to any windows to avoid glare, which can increase eye fatigue over time. And again, don't forget to take those breaks. Even just standing up for a minute or 2 minutes every hour can help you. And with that in mind, try the 20-20-20 rule, which is every 20 minutes, what you do is you look at something that's 20 feet away from you for about 20 seconds. When you do that, it's just a simple way to help your eyes reset. So your keyboard and mouse, that's also super important too. Most of us don't even notice how much strain we place on our bodies until that discomfort shows up. And by then, it's kind of too late. So what we're aiming for is a neutral straight wrist position. And you can see that here in the pictures here. One position invites tension, whereas the other one supports long-term comfort. You want to keep your elbows relaxed and close to your body and at the same height as your work surface. That's going to make a huge difference. And then one small habit that you want to try to break if you're currently doing it is resting your wrists on sharp edges of your desk, because over time, that pressure really adds up. Lifting posture is super important as well. So you want to always make sure you're using a dolly or a wheeled cart, a lift, or asking for help when needed. Our phone use. This puts a lot of strain on our neck. So what we want to do is make sure that you're bringing the phone up to your eye level. Use both hands when you're typing, and do your best to avoid cradling the phone between your shoulder and your ear. If possible, use earbuds, a headrest, or speakerphones. I would like to share some resources that I have here with you. As you'll see, first up we have what are called Mindful Mondays. They're held every Monday at 12:15 p.m. These are guided mindful sessions, and they're a great way to start off your week. Mindfulness has been shown to help reduce stress and even lower your blood pressure, both which are important for our health, to have a healthy heart. Also, we don't want you to miss our monthly email newsletter. This is where you can stay up to date on all of our wellness offerings, from webisodes to these Wellness Wednesdays, which is the session that you're attending right now, to also our quarterly challenges that we offer. There's always something new happening and going on that you can explore. So speaking of challenges, our quarterly programs focus on physical activity, nutrition, and overall well-being, all of which can positively impact our healthy hearts. So to sign up for that, you can either scan that QR code that's on your screen right there, or you can just visit us by going to what's go.geisinger.edu/wellness calendar. And that's where you'll see all of our upcoming challenges and webinars. We also have a wellness portal, which you can log in at geisingerhealthplan.com. And on this particular site, we have lots of behavioral change tools, such as daily habits. We have health trackers. There's lots of educational resources, and there's recipes and podcasts that you can listen to, videos you can watch as well. Lots of great information on the wellness portal. And lastly, whether a person is hoping to improve their health by trying to be more active or aiming for better nutrition or just looking to take steps toward a healthier lifestyle, our health coaches can provide support. These are one-on-one sessions, and they use evidence-based strategies. Our coaches assess your habits, they track progress with you, and they celebrate your success at each milestone. You can enroll today and gain support and encouragement right there by scheduling with us. And you can call the phone number, which is 866-415-7138, or by emailing us at wellness@geisinger.edu. Today's information was gathered from the following references. And I'd just like to thank you so much for joining into today's Wellness Wednesday, Maintaining Wellness at the Work. We hope that you learned some helpful tools to support your well-being in the workplace and continue strengthening your work-life balance. Our next Wellness Wednesday will focus on the mind, body, and connection and powerful impact ways and all the different ways that it impacts our overall health. We'll explore simple, practical ways to support your whole person wellness. And later this month, on April 22nd, we'll also be hosting our next Well-Being Webisode, which will examine how social needs, things such as housing, food access, education, and social connections, they all shape our health and our overall well-being. So if you're interested, please stay tuned and sign up to join us. We look forward to seeing you at future sessions. We hope that you have a great afternoon.